the surprise that Uluwaye of Fuji, King Wasiu, Ayinde Marshal, and his one-time lover and mother of his son, Bisola Badmus, sprang on us. Hello, hello, you're so very much welcome. I'm sure you've seen the video because we've shared it on our platform, showing a party where K1 was the musician. It's a party of a popular and socialite woman. I think she's also a singer called Bashirimi. Yes, who was celebrating her housewarming, her birthday party, and I think some years on stage. So it's a big celebration. And as Yoruba we say, any learning sheunla. When people are having big celebrations like that, when they want K1 to perform, ọmọ ti sanwó sílẹ̀ ni o, because K1 náà àgbà ọ̀jẹ̀ ni wọ́n nínú kí akọrin kí a dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí pátí kó ṣe kí ni kó mì tìtì. Bá ṣe ń sọ lọ pátí yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ yọ̀tọ̀mí. We saw a lot of celebrities like Daya Musa, Kemi Korede, Fathia Balogun, and some other people as well, you know. And they did the Owambe Ashwebi, you know how it is now. The makeup done, everybody looking nice and neat and ready to groove it. And Bisola Badmus turned up with her son. Yes, a lovely, handsome, well-trained, well-groomed, well-nurtured son, Abdul Malik Marshal. So when we saw the child, because Bisola, of course, she does attend Owambe from time to time since she started feeling better and everything, mingling with her colleagues and everything. And but she rarely takes the boy for parties. Yes, but this particular party, she took her son, Abdul Malik. And, you know, he will have taken some interventions of some people to tell him to go and greet his dad. Because honestly, as Yorubas, you know how it is with our culture of respect and greeting Agbalagba. Even going ahead to go and greet Baba, tó ti jáyàn jù kù sílẹ̀ for a long time. We are going to be very specific here. Al-Fatia was the wife in the house when K1 had his affair with Bisola Badmus. And Baba is known to be a serial polygamist. And from Baba's history with women, K1 is one of the popular people that doesn't have good record when it comes to he and his baby mamas, his wives / concubines. I think maybe we can allege that it is Baba's concubine that enjoys the most. And concubine talk about Boju Sit and Goloma enjoy Baba the most. But you see, every woman that we've known to have married Baba, ojú wọn máa ń boni o. With all due respect, we don't drag people here. But we just say it the way it is, and of course, respectfully so. Ojú àwọn ìyàwó Baba máa ń boni. In fact, for those people who have known Baba for a very long time, over 30 years ago, if they start listing Baba's wives, and their tenure, yes, we can call it tenure, because when K1 is dating a woman or married to a woman, ó máa kọrin fún ẹ, bàbá máa sọ ẹ́ sókè, ó máa ra ẹ́ ródóródó, wọ́n á ju ẹ́ sókè, bàbá á ṣe kinní kan, tọ́wọ́ máa ju ẹ́ lẹ̀ báyìí po ní. Baba moves on mentally very quickly from his marriages. And you know, when a man like that moves on very quickly, should we use in quotes, a no-nonsense man? It switches. And before you can get yourself, when Baba don't switch like this, Baba don't follow another woman go. So you are meant to nurse your wound. You're meant to carry yourself, your own guangua, and carry go. Because Baba never liked to do, I'm dating two women at the same time. That's not his kind of nature. So maybe because when he was married, you're so much welcome for people joining us. Thank you so much for coming. We promised you to be a very short video. So in the next 20 minutes, we should be out. So K1 doesn't have good relationship, long-term relationship with his wives. And he's a kind of man that he doesn't like having two women at the same time. So about to ṣetán pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ bá máa ju ẹlẹ́pọ̀ ni, ó ti bá mi lọ, you know. So maybe it was because Fathia was the woman in the house at that time, and Baba was having a relationship with Bisola Badmus. Maybe, you know, Fathia's marriage to Baba is one of the longest he's had. I don't know if his earlier marriages lasted more than that, but for the last 20-something years, Fathia was married to him for 12 years before Emanuela entered and everything scattered. So, she must have taken a lot of things, even for the 12 years that they've been together. A lot. Thank you so much for joining. She must have taken a lot of, you know, BS. And maybe that's what Baba told Bisola Badmus at that time. Don't loan you, oh. Abi, no, she will not say don't loan you. Don't come out, yo. Don't show face, yo. But of course, the actresses knew that Baba was dating Bisola. And Bisola got pregnant. K1 never denied Abdul Malik's pregnancy, yo. According to what Bisola Badmus told us. Because I'm quoting Bisola's words. If you missed our interview on Talk to Be last year, I think last year, early this year, please go on YouTube, Talk to Be with Bisola Badmus. You will listen to her narrate the whole event. So K1 never denied the pregnancy. He accepted the pregnancy. In fact, he funded the naming ceremony. He gave Malik his name, the Malik. Yes. And they were fine. Until they were not fine anymore. Bisola too was not a young lady. Bisola was in her 30s. You know, I think early 30s. But she was never married and she never had any child. So she has a little and as a mature woman that you're dating a grown-up serial polygamist and belle con enter, you go no say you have work to do, you know. And apparently Baba told her, okay, fori e pamo mi gbọ́dọ̀ rí enter. But Bisola decided at one point to be like, kí ló dé tí ma ṣe fori pamọ́? Maybe pé Baba ò fún l'attention mọ́, we do not know. Nǹkan tí a bá mọ̀, a ò ní sọ. But Bisola came out and granted an interview then to say that the father of her child is no one else than K1 the ultimate. And from that point, according to her, from that point like this, Baba Shekini, Baba cut her off with her son. Total cut off. No access, no provision, no support, nothing. Baba saw case yẹn di pátápátá la afọ́jú. Bisola went on with her life. But òun náà máa mọ̀ pé ká lóun ti mọ̀ kó o máa ṣe interview yẹn. I've read a couple of, you know, comments, even on our own blogs as well and other blogs. What some people said, why did she get pregnant in the first place? You know, this man had a wife in the house. Agreement is agreement. Now, for any man, whether you're married or unmarried, the moment you sleep with a woman, expect the unexpected. Because even sometimes, women use contraception, but it fails. And most times, women are caught in the mid because at 8:30, me see marry me, be mori. Show bad, tell me no be more for money. Or me be konri, kintuwa mashenyu at this age. So that's what pushes a lot of mature women to say, let me have the child for this man. So she had the baby, she was doing her thing and everything, but life played a fast one on Bisola some years ago. Bisola lost her mother, Bisola lost her father, Bisola lost her brother in quick succession. I think within a year or two. May their souls rest in peace. Now, that took a turn on her mental health. Because when a woman has issues like Bisola has, Of course, her parents, her father and mother were very supportive of her. As an as an actress, if she wants to go out, and she's also a caterer, she will have somebody to hand her child over to and go and also. But you can imagine father falling sick, all the wahala, baba pai, mother too, she pai, brother too, she pai. Is that not enough? Láti dorí ẹlòmíì rú. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ a rí ṣòro. So she started falling ill. And the nature of her sickness that she reviewed online on her page was a condition, a brain condition called encephalopathy or something. The one very long word. It's a general and broad term. But some of his symptoms are the person can go into coma. The person can start feeling confused, memory loss, and all of that. You know how complicated brain diseases are. And this took a lot of, and sometimes for them to even diagnose it, and you know our environment, when it's not common thing like that, you know, before the doctors can even pin what is going on, you would think it's village people. So she lost a lot of things. She sold her car, she sold her investments, she sold some of her properties, and she was not actively acting like before again. Just like every other thing, to bring Bashi, we need attention, we need focus. Either you're a businesswoman, big time businesswoman, or you're just building your business, or you're successful at your career, you've even reached the peak like Bisola. The moment ọkùnrin bá da àgbàdo tó ti jóná sí ẹ lágbádá, if you do not shora for you to even be in a good mental state to push your business and your career, so that is why I said it was life happening to Bisola at that time. Honestly, it was too much. And the only support she had, I think she has a sister who was supportive, or who is supportive, is her son, Abdul Malik. She had an interview with Kunle Afod too, early in this year or last year. And that was when everybody knew what was going on, really, before she went to talk to B. According to Kunle Afod in the video, Kunle Afod said, Bisola, why? And she was like, she doesn't just like to bother people. You could see a woman who has gone through fire. She looked traumatized. She was still trying to, she said sometimes she forgets her son's name. And when she falls very sick, it is her son that is always there, taking care of her the way an adult should. Please, if you're yet to watch our interview with Kunle Afod and Talk to B, those are the two platforms that she granted interviews to. Please go and watch. And Kunle Afod also got some donations for her at that time. And I think she has a shop now. She has a thriving business and she does catering. So from that point, I mean, one or two parties. And Bisola is a beautiful woman. Olongjo, ma ba wa lewa je azobirin. She still maintained from time immemorial her dark, beautiful skin. She maintained a smile despite everything. She didn't go through mora opo. But you know, she got relief from the point Kunle Afod did an interview with her. And from that point, Kemi Korede celebrated her birthday with Parara, you know, this Parara something and everything. So she started having a better lease of life. And I think she announced early this year that she's now fine because the sickness, the brain disease, is a curable one. And God being God, you know, she's back, she's better. And Abdul Malik is a teenager already. So the bulk of the work of formative years, Bisola has done it with the help of God and the good people around her. So I've given a background information of, you know, what has transpired. Now at the party that happened yesterday, a lot of K1's lovers, when I mean K1's lover, I want to like K1 gone, like I mentioned, Feti Abalogun, Kemi Korede, Daya Musa, they were there at the party. And Bisola, of course, was there with Abdul Malik. And K1 was playing on the band side. It is normal, it is cultural to say, okay, Lucky, daddy. And Bisola had to follow her son because she wasn't even sure. She wasn't sure of the reaction. She baba you need to be you can't crop up on me. You know, that kind of thing. You could see the fear, you could see the uncertainty. When the boy got in front of K1, he dobaled. That means he prostrated. K1 didn't know who he was. The boy removed his glasses and he removed the covering, like a veil that he had on his head. But K1 was still trying to figure it out. But I think his manager or somebody who was standing beside him now whispered to him. Then that was when he now extended his hand for a handshake for his son. And he pulled him closer and started calling, Omotibowale, Omotibowale. So that is Abdul Malik's new name now, Omotibowale. The boy was not happy. The boy looked traumatized. The boy looked shocked. The boy looked surprised. The boy looked, is this a dream or somebody wake me up? But you know one thing he kept doing? He kept looking at his mom. He kept looking at his mom. And Bisola too was in shock. I was just praying, you know, somebody who has just gone through a whole lot of the brain disease of memory loss and everything. And if you're quite knowledgeable about anything that has to do with the brain, it doesn't need anything like a trigger. Anything brain mental issues kò fẹ́ trigger rárá. But God being God, it took over. But she was shocked the way her son was shocked. They were not communicating. He wasn't speaking to his mom. His mom was not speaking with him when they were in front of Wasiu, but they were communicating. You know, that soulful communication of, mommy, I'm in front of my father. He didn't recognize me. He pulled me close. He's singing Omotibowale. What do we do? The boy was not excited. How would he be excited when there's no bond? Okay, tó bá yẹ pé the àṣírí mi woman tó ń ṣe party ò wá ṣe party ńkọ́? Whatever can happen. We are not going to drag K1 here. It's not in our shoes to drag him, but we are going to be very objective. Can our men do better? I like the fact that I see some comments on blogs on this video where even men themselves were saying, men, can we please do better when it comes to our children? And to all those men that dropped those comments or had it in mind but didn't drop it, may God bless you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Can our men do better? Especially our Yoruba men that has chosen. All due apologies to responsible fathers and men out there. You are not part of those we are talking about now. You're doing a great job. We love and we appreciate you. But you see, to these Abi Momawo men, that for whatever reason, the paternity of your child is not in question. You have issues with the mother of your child. You now think that because you want to cut the mother of your child off or you don't want to have anything to do with her, the best thing you can do is to also cut your child off. I think that's wickedness of the highest order. Forget the fact that it's K1 that this is happening to. That is the whatever here. We love Baba. You know, we respect Baba. We always do. Because he's an icon, he's a legend. But you see this part of his life that keeps being on our faces. We have to talk about it, and we'll talk about it as objectively as we can. It was quite a shameful thing that at a glance you could not recognize your son who was at a close range with you, who had to pull off his glasses, remove his veil, and who your manager had to whisper to you who he was. How heartbreaking can it be for a child? Like I always say, àgbàlagbà can do wọ́nrọ̀wọ́nrọ̀. Ọkọ àti ìyàwó can do wọ́nrọ̀wọ́nrọ̀, but please, don't let us do. You see, a society that doesn't protect its children is a society that is ready to collapse. The highest level of dysfunctionality is not just when father and mother decide to go separate ways. Because you see, sometimes when the home is broken, it's better for the child to be with one stable adult who is ready to do the parenting than for a child to be with a father and a mother who are under the same roof and highly dysfunctional. What the boy has gone through yesterday is a good one in one aspect. Ask me how. Now, for a boy who is as tall as K1 already, Bisola has done the heavy weightlifting. Bisola ti ṣiṣẹ́ ọmọ yẹn. That boy knows his mother like the back of his palms. There's nothing anybody wants to tell Abdulmalik about his mom that he will not be able to boldly, defend his mom, because Bisola has given her best to him. Right? Now, K1 has to do the work. If he's really Omotibowale, that glory stage, he has to build the bond with that child. He has to apologize to that child. Because imagine Omonje Abdulmalik Marshall, Ainde Marshall, that's his name. He's been to nursery school, he's been to primary school, he's now in secondary school. Do you know the kind of BULLY that child has been going through? That's you, a child of a superstar. Timoto Ragadio Magbi in school. Because your father can afford it. Tí bàbá ò reckon pẹ̀lú àtìyá ẹ̀ mọ́. And you know that at every point he sees his father, maybe, in parties, doing his work, he'll be like, and this man is my father and I don't have a relationship with him. Our men, what are we doing? What are you doing? Okay, assuming Ota Bisola Tiwa pass on, nko. Bisola, you are the victor in all of this. You know why? Because you've passed through fire and God has brought you out. That child of yours, Abdulmalik, that the world saw yesterday, you've done a fantastic work on that child. Number one, you've nurtured him well. He looks well kept. He looks responsible. He looks like a child tó lójú àánú, tó wà empathetic. Yeah, you've given him the world already. Now, a lot of men, Emma Kokorin, lobby return shongi. Da ọmọ síyàwó yín láyà. Tọmọ bá wá dàgbà tán. In just one instance, you want to erase all your years of selective dementia. Fẹ́ kí gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ti ṣe wọ́n tẹ́ ti lọ fún bíi 10-15 years. In an instant, you want it erased. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the work. It's a good thing. However we want to look at it, that K1 decided to relate with him and call him Omotibowale. It's a good thing. At least openly. If the boy gets to school, right, on Monday now, I'm sure a lot of his friends will look at him differently because the world has seen. So it's good. Because I'm all after the well-being of that child. Bisola has posted. She said, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And that's all she has to say. Yes. Like I said, I'm going to address this from different angles. A lot of women are saying, she come on, married man, came on. The truth is, every woman will not walk the same path. Some women, every woman wants to have her own man to herself. Yes, every woman wants to be the only wife of her husband. But not all of us are going to walk that path. Some will walk that path from the beginning of their lives, even from their maybe 19, 20 years old, they meet their husband, they get married, they start having children. Ó tẹ̀lé sí mọ mẹ́rin tán kójú abẹ́rẹ́ sí ní máa bó kọkọ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́nranwọ̀nran kó já ẹlẹ̀ àbí kí ìwọ náà fi ilẹ̀ bátẹ́mi ẹ bá fẹ́ bọ́. You now want to remarry again, and where else will you fall? maybe in the hand of a married man, you'll now be looking at yourself that, well, how did my life get to this? I didn't plan to have 2 children for 2 different fathers. But Sherry, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó jẹ́ pé àgbàdo tó bá ti dà sínú agbada fún wa ká máa ṣe kí ni? Ká máa yan. No woman prays to be a second wife or a side chick. We genuinely want to get married, stay married as Nigerian women. But nígbà tójú bá dẹ̀ ti ṣí bó ńkọ́. Bisola knew he was married. And bákan méjì náà ni. Bóbìnrin náà ṣe marry tọkọ ẹ̀ fẹ́ sílé ní ṣùlọ́kà. Tọkọ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ wèrè tó máa rìn lọ bí orí tán ṣọ́ǹgì. Tí wọ́n nìkan máa dá ṣe galamba. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni obìnrin míì as a side chick. In fact gan, obìnrin míì tó jẹ́ baby mama, ọkùnrin míì tó jẹ́ ọkùnrin aláàánú, ó ń gbádùn ìkẹ́ lórí ara ẹ̀ àti ọmọ tó bí fún married man ju obìnrin míì tó wà nílé ọkọ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ayé ẹ̀ tó bọ́kọ jìyà lọ. So it's not for us to judge anything here. It's her life process, it's her life path. She has walked it. But whoever, if she had had anybody tell her then, man tó ń date yìí tó ń fẹ́ lójú fẹ́ ní mú yìí, ojú ẹ̀ máa bó o. A sọ fẹ́ náà pé kó gbẹnu sọ̀hún pé kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀. But I don't know. But the kind of person K1 is, K1 máa jẹ́ kójú obìnrin bó ni. Look at how K1 was carrying Manuela. Ẹlẹ́bà yellow, ẹlẹ́bà forever, kíníkan. Tójú Alfatia náà bó pẹ̀lú ọmọ mẹ́ta. Alfatia kọ́kọ́ jò wá ni, ó korí lásán. Ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ó ya fèsì business ẹ̀, ìyẹn òkúkú ń sọ̀rọ̀. Kì í báyọ̀ pariwo, kì í ṣèjọ̀gbọ̀n, ó ya fèsì business ẹ̀, ó jẹ breakfast ẹ̀. Ó fi breakfast ẹ̀ taṣọ quality. Nígbà tẹ́lá náà gbé for almost 2 years. Tẹ́mi ẹ̀ fẹ́ bọ́. Òun náà ya ṣe kí ni? I closed the chapter and turned the book over. Bó ṣe sọ fún wa pé ó ti tán láàrin òun ti wá sí bó ṣe post ẹ̀. Òun náà bá bẹ́ dànù. So K1 doesn't have good standing with wives. I don't know about concubines. I don't know. Are we judging him? No. Any woman that is dating K1 now, people will just do, we wish you all the very best. We wish you, in fact, ọkọ ni bàbá máa gbádùn. Máa jó lọ àwọn ẹ̀yìn yẹn la máa fi máa ṣe. Because ṣàmà sọ pé àwọn tí bàbá ti fẹ́, táwọn ìyàwó tá bá mọ̀ bàbá tá bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kà wọ́n sí wọn ṣọ̀rọ̀ 7 and 8. Tó jẹ́ wives o, not àwọn tá a mọ̀. Kí lójú wọn rí? Ojú wọn ríre, ojú wọn rọ́lá. Ojú wọn bó. Ojú wọn bó. So, if Bisola has even married K1 gan, ojú ẹ̀ lè tún ṣí bọ́ ju tójú ẹ̀ rí gan lọ. So, àyànmọ́ ni kádàrá. But it's a lesson for us women that if you're dating a married man or a polygamist or a serial polygamist, fọpọlọ sí o. Fọpọlọ sí nítorí kíni? Tó bá fẹ́ ṣàwọn ìyá 10 years and no see mommy, tó fẹ́ jọmọ ẹlẹ̀, wàá ṣe wàhálà, wàá dá ṣe wàhálà o. Wàá dá ṣe wàhálà. Now imagine assuming Bisola had like 3 children for him. Kó tó dàrú ńkọ́. Ṣé ẹ̀mí ọ̀tá ẹ̀ ò ní ti bọ́? Kọ́lọ́run má dojú tì wá. But in everything, there's a room to thank God. The open declaration is good for the boy, but still work to do. Let K1, put down his ego. Ṣẹ́rẹ́ ń tọ́lọ́run ò lè mú kò tí ì dáa. No matter how powerful you are as a man, no matter how successful you are, no matter how rich you are, when God wants to humble you, it doesn't take him a second. You see that wealth you've built, that you think that you're unstoppable, that money you have, that connection you have. Ẹ wo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bàbá pẹ̀lú airplane náà, sí bàbá fẹ́ fọwọ́ di wíǹgì aircraft mú. Ọlọ́run ló ní kí bàbá dọ́ọ̀kì kìíní yẹn. Aircraft yóò bá wíǹgì plane yóò bá bẹ́ ọ̀tá wọn lórí bọ́lẹ̀ ni. Tí ò bá fi wá bọ́ta tó fi wá ń bẹ̀bẹ̀. Is that not humbling? Is that not life humbling baba? Because baba kí ló dé lórí omi tó wà ní bọ́tù ẹ ju bọ́tù lẹ̀ àbí kẹ́ dominu bọ́tù nù. How many minutes the flight láti Èkó sí Abuja àbábújá sí Èkó tí wàhálà dé wà lè tó yẹn tẹ wá sọ̀rọ̀ ayín di King Kong lórí tarmac airports. But God has a way of humbling everybody. And in this case of responsibility of man, woman, boy, child, all men should do better, especially Yoruba men. We need to do better. A lot of our women, they are working in their masculine energy. Ẹlòmíì ti ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ ti fẹ́ jábọ́. Ẹlòmíì ti also. 1 million kò dúró sákàùntì ẹ̀ rí. Kò ṣe pé kò make owó nígbà tí bùkátà ti fẹ́ pa. Asanwólé, obìnrin asanwólé, asanwó skúlù, àwọn ọmọ á jẹun, àwọn ọmọ á wọṣọ. Òun náà fẹ́ tọ́jú ara. Obìnrin mi ò tiẹ̀ rántí bọ́ yín tọ́jú ara mọ́. Ẹlòmíì ò change undies láti January àti fẹ́ wọ December. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ náà ni. January fẹ́ dé ń sẹ́ ẹlòmíì ti káyà sókè. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa san school fees àwọn ọmọ? Because our men are not responsible. I take it back. Because some of our men are not responsible. Because mi ò ní tire for you, some responsible men lára. Because there are so many responsible men in our society. But ṣara wọn tí wọ́n ṣe dáadáa yìí ló ń jẹ́ ẹrú kan ní mú ní búgba ẹrú. And you notice that millennials will say mi fẹ́ fọwọ́ mọ́ mi ilẹ̀. If you're in your 40s, 50s, maybe 30s, we were raised to say, if things are not working in your marriage and you want to leave, carry your pikin and go. Ṣé àwọn kan táwọn Gen Z ṣe ń sìn? Nǹkan tí Regina Daniel ṣe fún bàbá tó sọ bàbá 65 di single father. Àwọn ọmọ Gen Z ò ràn yàn mọ́ sí yìí, wọ́n á gbọ́mọ ẹlẹ̀ fún ẹni. Kàkó sọ mí di single mother, wọ́n náà di single father tọ́mọ ẹ̀. Jẹ́ lọ balance, tí bá balance tán, ọmọ á bèrè yẹ́ ẹ̀. The world is turning. But I would never advise a woman to leave her children. But if it's your decision, nobody can question you. Ṣé bó bá ìwọ ló mọ support tó ní? Obìnrin mi ní support in family ẹ̀ tọ́kọ bá ṣe wèrè gan. O ò ní problem pé bí tó fẹ́ sùn, o ò ní problem pé o fẹ́ san school fees, o ò ní problem àwọn tó bá ẹ̀ tọ́jú ọmọ ẹ̀. Báyìí ẹlòmíì ò ní ìyá mọ́, kò ní bàbá mọ́, ẹlòmíì ò tiẹ̀ lẹ́gbọ̀n àbí kẹ́gbọ́n ẹ̀ má tiẹ̀ tí ì fọwọ́ tó ra, ẹlòmíì ò ní iṣẹ́ gidi lọ́wọ́, ẹlòmíì business ẹ̀ kò tiẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ mà tó wà nílé ọkọ. So báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ dá dúró? Ìrìn àjò yẹn lè pẹ́ ẹ̀. So to all our men, please let's do better. With this our attitude, your attitude of abandoning your children because you have issues with their mothers is not ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ́ ń dysfunction society wa. Ẹ̀yin gangan ni. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ yàwó mẹ́jọ, kẹ́ fẹ́ yàwó 100, just take care of your children. That's basic. As in, it's the basic thing you can do. But you've turned our women to men. Go on Instagram, go on Facebook. Obìnrin ló máa rí tó máa lọ́ra mọ́lẹ̀, ló máa ṣéèkì bọ́m̀bọ̀m torí pé ó fẹ́ tajà. Mi máa pariwo alágo títí gbogbo come and buy, promo, come and buy, come and ṣe kíní kan, this our address. Nígbà tó mọ bùkátà tó ranjú lẹ̀ ranjú báyìí, tó ranjú mọ́ òun, kò wá nífò lórí social media láti tajà. Gbogbo àwọn obìnrin tá à ń struggle, tá à ń tiraka, tá à ń gbàdúrà, tá à ń sunkún pé kí owó lè tó wa lọ́wọ́ kárí fi tó àwọn ọmọ wa. Káà náà tiẹ̀ lè jéèyàn kébi má pa wá kú. Ọlọ́run ọba lọ́jọ́ ìní á gbàdúrà olúkálùkù níbi tí bàtà bá ti ń ta lẹ́sẹ̀. Àwọn ọkùnrin náà tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe responsible men tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń provide fún ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ wọn bọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe fún wọn. Ní ṣánkú o, nǹkan kan ò ní ṣe yín láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọwọ́ yín tó ṣẹ́gun sí ló máa jẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ní dí mi ò mọ́ ṣe mọ́ fáwọn ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ yín. Then ẹ̀yin bàbá ó sánlé, ẹ̀yin bàbá alágídí, ẹ̀yin bàbá bímọ má wò. Bàbá ti adjust o, at least fún Abdulmalik, àmọ́ àwọn míì tó wà ń ta tá àmọ́ àwọn ìyá wọn tó bímọ fún bàbá. Táà ní mọ̀ bí bàbá ti ṣàtúnṣe àbí wọn ṣàtúnṣe, ẹ ṣáà ṣàtúnṣe. Bá ṣe ń sùn tá à ń jí, àgbà ń dé. Let's not do this to our children. Let's not do this. It's that child was, if you read his expression, I watched that video at a point and I became teary. I couldn't help it. It has so much. It was a heavy video. Very heavy video. And I'm happy he didn't break down there. And the mother too did not break down. Bisola was fighting the tears. Kudos to women. If you're a responsible mother, you're taking care of your children, Biko, say well done to yourself. Especially single mothers. Bóyá ọkọ ti kú ni o, bóyá ọkọ ti sá lọ ni o, bóyá ọkọ ti báyàwó kejì lọ tí ò wẹ̀ mọ́ ni o. But whatever, you're the one doing the heavy lifting. Just do it in a way that máyẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ jábọ́. Do the heavy lifting in a way that you know go pie. So that when things change for the better, they will not say 1 minute silence. Ọwọ́ wa tó ṣẹ́gun sí, ó máa jẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. So to the actresses that were jubilating, the likes of Kemi Korede, Faithia Balogun, and Daya Musa, they hugged when Abdul Malik and his mom came back from the stage. They hugged excitedly. They were happy. They were jumping. People were like, "Kí ló dé táwọn actresses ṣe báyìí?" Well, it is what they did. They jumped. They were happy. And that was all they could do. Because honestly, I won't blame anybody for jumping. I won't blame them for being excited. It's long overdue. Someone say, K1 look like somebody that they will advise and he will just listen like that? Baba, Baba ta like guitar respect, but when it comes to women and his children, I feel suru. Baba, you are a legend. If you're a fan of this page and we talk about Baba, you know that we always appreciate his work ethics. K1 has a heavy ethics of work. He's always working. I don't know where he got his energy from. Energy tí K1 ní tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ gan. Wàláì àwọn ọmọ 30-something years mi lọ́kùnrin wọn ò bí wọn kú rí. Wọ́n ti ẹ̀ lazy ni. Ìmí tí ò lazy gan kò lágbára ẹ̀. K1 will be working back to back, standing at 60-something. A lot of our 30-something-year-old men, wọ́n mi ò lè dúró fún 1 hour, ó máa dákú ni. But Baba will be walking, sweating. I know sometimes if he's not even feeling well, he will be on his feet. The bá rí in particular ní Thursday, Friday, ó tún máa wà níbí, Saturday, Baba kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ ń sinmi ni. Which I think he should teach these younger men as a mentor. Because iṣẹ́ ni ògùn iṣẹ́. Kò sí kíní kankan níbi kankan. Iṣẹ́ tó bá ṣe lọ́wọ́ máa mí sí, ó máa fàlùbáríkà sí, tó máa di nǹkan gidi mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́. So he has a lot to teach the younger generation. Nobody can rubbish Wasiu or say that he's lazy. Níbo síbo. He works like a Jackie. Baba máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí ẹnpọ́n jẹ́yàn ló gbèsè ni. You know, we always talk about people's good attributes that we know is very obvious, we can see. So we are not dragging Baba here, no. But when it comes to his wife, children, he's quite Baba is tidying up. And if you take a look at Abdul Malik and Al Fatia's first child for K1, Anjola, wọ́n jọra wọn. Take a good look at Abdul Malik and go and take a good look at Anjola, Al Fatia's first child for K1. The resemblance is there. So God is God. And to all women, well done for everything we are doing. Thank you so much for joining. To K1, congratulations to you. Bisola, congratulations. Oh, lose. And at this time, at least, keep about some school fees and come on. You took all the shame, you took all the dragging, you took all the insults. You're not perfect as well, but you've learned your lesson. And it can only get better from here. Thank you so much for watching. Ireo.